Welcome to the Bible Forum. I'm Warren Sprouse. We're here every Sunday night from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday nights. You can watch live or you can watch the various postings, the various articles online from our website, thebibleforum.net, or from our Facebook page or from our YouTube page. We do this on a regular basis. Tonight I wanted to talk to you about Israel, the nation Israel. Israel has been around about 70 years. This year, in September, October, they're going to celebrate the conclusion of 70 years back in the land. They went away and they came back. And it's helpful to see the history and then to look at how some of the things that come together here as you watch it. If you look at the recorded history of that land as it is outlined in the Bible, as well as from other recognized sources, a well-known phrase from Shakespeare becomes instructive. And that phrase is, "What's in a name?" When it comes to Israel, the answer is plenty. The place names in the land verify the absurdity of accusations that Jews are colonizers, that they are strangers to this land, they are occupiers of this area. It's equally absurd to claim that the Arabs are the indigenous peoples of Israel or that region, because virtually all the place names used by local Arabs are non-Arabic in origin and are derived either from biblical Hebrew names or from later Greek or Roman names. The Romans are the ones that renamed the entire region Syria Palestina, named for the Philistines and the Assyrians, after they destroyed the Second Temple. Their effort was to erase any evidence that Israel was there. This was later shortened to the word Palestina. It eventually became known as Palestine. As noted scholar Daniel Pipes points out, Palestine is as a political unit only came into use as a Zionist triumph when imposed by the British occupiers following the issuance of the Balfour Declaration. And that was in 1917. Palestinians also came into use only in the 20th century. The region that the international community commonly and reflexively refers to as the West Bank was known for 3,000 years as Judea and Samaria. Indeed, Jews derived the very name of their region and peoplehood from the name Yehuda, who was the fourth son of Jacob and whose tribe settled in that region. Yet these ancient names have not been exclusively used by Jewish settlers. In fact, the United Nations itself, in General Assembly Resolution 181 in 1947, referred to the region as Judea and Samaria, as do all maps published before 1948. It was only in 1950 that Jordan renamed this area the West Bank after illegally occupying the territory in the armistice following Israel's 1948 War of Independence. The Jordanian name change distinguished the area from the rest of Jordan, and West Bank also hid the Jewish connection. The Israelis drove the attacking Jordanians out of the territory in 1967. Note that it was the Jordanians who attacked Israel, along with several other Arab nations at that time. And Israel won. And in so winning, she took the land, which is traditional. Israel's second president, Yitzhak Ben-Zvi, was a scholar who wrote the book, The Peoples of Our Land, in 1932. In it, he states that west of the Jordan River, 277 villages and sites, almost 2/3 of all sites, had names that were similar to or the same as Jewish villages in these locations during the Second Temple era. Moreover, 1/4 of all the 584 Arab localities in Israel and beyond the Green Line have ancient biblical names. For example, Saknin was a Jewish town during the Talmudic era. Bethlehem is the Hebrew name for the biblical city of Bethlehem. It literally goes back to the days even before anything of Arabs had any presence in the land at all. In Hebron, you have an Arabic city which means friend in the Judean mountains. It's the second largest city under Palestinian Arab control after Gaza, and it's one of the 4 Jewish holy cities, the other being Jerusalem and Tiberias and one I can't pronounce. Most significantly, it contains Judaism's second most holy site, the Cave of Machpelah, purchased by Abraham. It's here that Judaism's patriarch and 3 of his matriarchs are buried. Another large Palestinian Arab city, Nablus, whose Hebrew name is Shechem, is derived from the Greek Neapolis. Many other examples exist throughout the area, places that are now Arab towns but have names derived from the Hebrew Bible. Shiloh, Tekoa, where the sun, El Jib, where the sun stood still. Many other Arab villages bear names not common to Arabs, and most of the Arab countries bordering Israel derive their names from the Hebrew Bible. Places like Lebanon. In Hebrew, it means white, referring to the snow-capped mountains around Lebanon. Syria, the alternate name for Mount Hermon. The Jordan River, Yarden in Hebrew, from the tribe of Dan, meaning descendant from Dan. Gaza is mentioned in Genesis and Judges in the Samson narrative. To disassociate the Jews from this land, Arabs and many nations of the world view them as interlopers and coloners. But the Word of God is their comfort. And the Word of God is being propagated today and has been for the last 2,000 years by largely Gentile Christians who have a great deal of respect for Judaism and for Judah, Jerusalem, Israel, and all that is connected to it. Our beliefs are different in a very subtle and important way, but our historical context is the same. Be careful when you listen to the news, you read the books. Israel is not the interloper. She's not the new kid on the block. She is the rightful owner. God gave that land to Israel in the days of Abram. She was run off and was in diaspora, dispersion, for 1,000 years. But she's back, and she will remain. She will be there when the Great Tribulation begins. The battles that surround the Great Tribulation will focus on Israel. The nations of the world, north, south, east, and west, will converge on Israel. And only God will save them, stepping in at the end to put a stop to it, else all Jews would vanish from the planet. And that is not God's program. Be careful.